I do believe that Thailand and Russia have some special relationship. It's beyond just a normal diplomatic ties, and it's beyond just a trade, right?
This is amazing that two countries which are located thousands of miles away from each other have relations which are more than just political alliance or economic partnership. It is friendship between peoples and friendship between the two royal families established 120 years ago.
Yes.
I think this is the unique case in the history of Russian relations with the outside world, as well as the relations between the Kingdom of Siam, the Kingdom of Thailand, with the outside world. It is just the one and only in the world, a couple of countries, a pair of countries, which have such an unbelievable history.
Yes.
And I'm absolutely sure a very bright future.
Okay. And if we come to trade relation, Thailand is the biggest trading partner in Southeast Asia, at least, right?
Well, Russia is promoting its trade and economic and investment cooperation with all ASEAN countries. And we have many partners in this region with a view to establish the Greater Eurasian Economic Partnership, including the Eurasian Economic Union with Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, and also Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states, and of course ASEAN. So this is our goal. But meanwhile, Thailand, you're absolutely right, is one of the major trade partners for Russia, alongside with Vietnam, Indonesia, and others. But with the 3 billion US dollars of trade turnover last year, we are not very satisfied with the scope of this relationship.
Okay.
It is a very strange situation to have two countries with excellent political relations, no political or whatever obstacles between them, two big economies
right.
which are mutually complementary, and having such a small amount of bilateral trade. So this is why we believe that between Russia and Thailand we can and should have more contacts between our two governments, economic agencies, but at the same time, and this is probably the most important, between our two business communities, to upgrade our trade relations, our investment cooperation to a level which will be adequate to the potential of our two countries.
If we talk about trade, 3 billion is not a small amount, even though Russia wanted to be bigger. In everyday life, if we walk around, what do you think that Thai people see and didn't realize it actually came from Russia?
Well, we should start this long list of things from tourism. The first thing that Thai people see in Thailand is signs in the Russian language in Pattaya and Phuket.
Yes.
And there is a good reason for it, because there's so many tourists from Russia. Last year, the number of tourists from my country to Thailand hit almost 1.4 million people, which represents a 24% rise as compared to 2016. And this is not the end of history, because we expect even more tourists in 2018, and of course people-to-people exchanges is driving more cultural exchanges and business contacts. So this is a very important element of our relations. I think that today Thai people can buy more agricultural products from Russia, which are visible on the shelves of supermarkets in Bangkok and beyond, because our agricultural business is thriving, and we are exporting more products all over the world, including to Thailand. But my dream is to see high-tech cooperation. And Russia is very strong in quite a few areas these days, starting from information and telecommunication technology, cybersecurity, and ending up with biotechnology, pharmacy, and so on and so forth. And another thing which is becoming a very important goal for our two countries is to start having large-scale industrial infrastructure projects. And I see prospects in such spheres as energy, transportation, development, and science and technological cooperation.
You were talking about tourism. I guess we should change topic to tourism. You just launched the Russia-Thailand Travel Club. And as it was mentioned, it's the first Russia travel club. Why you pick Thailand?
Well, I think it is easy.
Okay.
Because Thailand is the favorite tourist destination for millions of Russian people. For the last 15 years of the boom of the Russian tourism to Thailand, it is no less than 20 million Russian people visited Thailand.
20 million is a lot.
Absolutely. This is a big portion of the population of Russia, which is 146 million people. And those who have not visited Thailand are planning to do so because the information is floating between friends, in the mass media, and so on. So ask any Russian, and he will tell you that Thailand is a very good country. I think it is a very precious asset in our bilateral relations. But at the same time, we see many opportunities untapped in terms of Thai people traveling to Russia. And the recent trend shows that Russia is becoming more and more popular among Thai citizens when they go abroad for leisure and traveling. So these two elements, if you put them together, needs closer cooperation between stakeholders, travel companies, tourism professionals, air companies, businessmen who are working in the field of tourism and development, mass media, Russians who speak Thai and Thais who speak Russian. This is a great market and jobs opportunity for them. And of course, last but not least, people who just want to promote friendship, cultural cooperation, and there are so many of them. So if you organize all these people, make them members of one organization, let's call it a Russian-Thai travel club, they can be mutually handy. They can be supportive of each other. They can exchange information, and they can work together to promote tourism, both for Russians in Thailand and for Thais in Russia.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understand that Thai people is one in not many countries that can travel to Russia without visa?
Absolutely. Since 2005, we have very relaxed visa regime. For 30 days, both Russians and Thais do not need a visa when they travel to each other. 30 days is quite enough to cover a lot of cities and attractions in one country. And since the ruble was devaluated 3 years ago, now the currency rate is very favorable for Thais who are coming to Russia with the US dollars. So everything is relatively cheap in my country. And the air tickets are not very expensive. Meanwhile, the air transportation between Russia and Thailand is very elaborate and very highly developed. We have over 70 flights per week from Russian cities to Thai cities, 70.
So 10
Can you
flights a
imagine
day,
that?
10 flights a day in
Absolutely.
average.
You can choose Aeroflot Russia Airlines or S7 or smaller companies from Russia, or you can choose Thai Airways International. And you can fly not only from Bangkok to Moscow, but also from Utapao Airport or Phuket Airport to various cities of Russia. Isn't that a great opportunity for Thai citizens to check out what Russia is all about?
If you have to pick a destination for a Thai person, a Thai tourist, to go there as a first timer, just to make sure that it will be a place that impress them and they have to go back, where would you pick for them?
Well, I don't want to sound impartial, but of course I would recommend Moscow as the capital of my country. Great cultural city, the biggest city in Europe, for your knowledge. Of course, to understand Russia better, you should start with visiting smaller cities and towns in the vicinity of Moscow. We call it a golden ring of Russia. This is the true cradle of the Russian civilization. So this will be quite enough for the first encounter. To familiarize oneself with Russia, Russian culture, Russian civilization. And then you can continue with St. Petersburg, which is the northern capital, as we call it, and the cultural capital of Russia, the city where our diplomatic relations started 120 years ago. And then quite a wide spectrum of attractions. In the southern part, Sochi, a beautiful city where Winter Olympics was played in 2014. And then again, you can travel to Kazan, a beautiful Muslim city in the central part of Russia. Or you can explore the Russian Far East with Vladivostok, a beautiful city with fantastic landscapes, where APEC summit was hosted in 2012. Of course, the northern part of the country a bit too cold, but
it'll be something interesting.
Absolutely,
for
something
people that love cold
different from what you have in Thailand, with the beautiful sceneries and the famous Northern Lights. You name it. Please, welcome to Russia.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time today.
My pleasure.